Hi guys, welcome to my 5th unpopular K-pop opinions video. This time you guys voted and asked for this, so here we are. Anyways, I'm not gonna make y'all suffer with a long ass intro explaining things, but instead put it in a pinned comment, so y'all better read my pinned comment or else you gonna make this bitch mad. Anyways, let's begin. Number 1, Really Bad Boy is not a really bad song. This is mainly directed at one of my friends who can't stop slandering RBB. I'll admit it's one of Red Velvet's weakest songs, but it's not bad since Red Velvet doesn't even have a bad song. Yes, even hashtag Cookie Jar was a hashtag bop. And yes, maybe I'm being biased, but I dislike some songs from my fave groups, but don't dislike RBB. Anyways, y'all are tasteless for letting this flop. Number 2, Killing Me and Love Scenario are not better nor worse from each other. Okay, so I see a lot of K-pop unpopular opinion videos saying how Killing Me is better than Love Scenario or vice versa, and to be honest, I don't have a preference, even though I do feel I like Killing Me better, but I don't listen to it more than Love Scenario, so I don't really know. Anyways, they're both bops and people need to stop slandering one in order to say another one is better. I also want to say that I'm Okay is not a bad song, but not on the same level as Killing Me and Love Scenario. Number 3, I-DLE has one of the best B-side tracks. I say one of the best because everyone knows Red Velvet are queens of B-side tracks. Plus there might be groups that also have amazing B-sides, but I don't stan them, so I don't know. There is no such thing as a bad I-DLE song. They have upbeat songs and slow songs and all of them are bops. Here are a few of my favorites.
Maybe I'm in your maze. Lost my way. Landed me away. Got you. Maybe I'm in your maze. Lost my way. 너만 믿어야 갇혀. Maybe I'm in your maze. Oh, what's your name? Let's forget it all. Let's forget it all. Let's forget it all. Don't say goodnight-요. Don't 빨리 내려. Don't 크게 내려. 좀 내려.
Your ears have just been blessed with talent, and speaking about talent leads right into my next opinion. Number 4, Soyeon is one of the best third-generation female rappers. Am I being biased? No, I honestly don't think so. Soyeon has a killer flow and style, and she writes all her raps, and I know some companies don't allow artists to write their music, but her being able to do that even before debut is just amazing. I'm going to force you to listen to this masterpiece she wrote herself so you can see for yourself.
Dollar.
나 들어간다 애석연이 머리 위에 spotlight 저기 잘난 척하던 걸린 들과는 전혀 달라 번역을 뻔뻔하게 하는 멍청이들 덕에 뻥뻥이 몸이 뜨겁어 오타쿠 독서벌레 아이덴티티 남도 따라할 수 없어 남자들의 관심사 저 여자들은 블라블라블라 로모델은 슈타인 창의력에 빛이 나 남다른 색 억만 달러 내도 내 시간을 사긴 부족해 못넘 재생이 너와 다르네.
Stan talent, stan Soyeon, and stan I-DLE. Number 5, underrated groups are not underrated for a reason, so you really gonna tell me Dreamcatcher, CLC, and many more groups are underrated for a reason yet they come out with bops every year? Honestly, people who say this probably only stan the big 3 company groups plus BTS. A group doing well is sadly based more on which company they come from versus how well their music is, and that doesn't really show a sign of stopping. Also, just because a group is known, doesn't mean they're all of a sudden not underrated. Anyways, some of y'all need to stop slandering underrated groups just because they're not as big as groups you might stan. Number 6, award shows should barely be based on voting. I know critics voting are sometimes the main influence to a group winning, but I feel voting should be a small part of determining who wins an award. I'm not saying this because I'm sick of the same groups winning, but that some groups win when I believe others deserve. For example, for Best Music Video, I think Twice should have won for What Is Love instead of BTS for I-DLE. I-DLE was a good music video, but What Is Love was iconic. BTS most likely won because they are the most popular and have the biggest fan base, but if it was not based on votes, then Twice might have won instead. This is the problem I have with fan voting, since groups need a large fan base to win awards, which isn't fair to groups with a much smaller fan base that deserve to win just as much as groups with a bigger fan base. In my opinion, Music show wins are the only voting things that I don't mind fans voting, but major awards I feel should mainly be based on critics. This is also why I love being a multi, since I vote for what I feel is the best, not by favorite, which leads right into my next opinion. Number 7. Being a multi is better than being a solo stan. I'm not bashing any solo stans, I'm just saying that I honestly feel like standing multiple groups, or at least 2, is better than just one. For example, I can't imagine me just standing BLACKPINK. Having to be in a comeback drought for so long is so painful. I don't know how anyone could survive. Also, if you stan one boy group, let's take BTS for example, they will all sadly go into the military, so they won't be back as a full group for a long time. I feel bad for solo stan armies who will be in the worst drought for a very long time. I know being a multi can be hard with voting since you love all groups, but at the same time I feel it makes you vote for what you like better. I don't want to brag to anyone, but I get fed at least every single month because I'm a multi. I got 2 comebacks in January, 4 comebacks in February, 6 comebacks in March, 4 comebacks in April, and 7 comebacks in May. I just can't imagine only getting 1 or 2 per year. Anyways, it's okay if you're a solo stan, but I just personally think being a multi is better. Also, your taste is amazing since you like many groups. I also want to say that I know people say it's hard to keep up with many groups. Well, Janice, I stan 20 groups, and I know everyone's different, but to me it ain't that hard. Number 8. Kill This Love was not rushed. Okay, so I see many opinions saying BLACKPINK's recent comeback was rushed or a disappointment, but I don't see how. I'll be honest, I expected it not to basically be D4 2.0, but that doesn't mean Kill This Love ain't a bop. BLACKPINK gave us a 4-course meal with this mini album. Kill This Love was a nice appetizer. Don't Know What to Do was a delicious soup. Kick It was the best entree I've ever had, and Hope Not was a sweet dessert. And yes, I know the mini album had 5 songs, but I skipped that meal since the taste test was so awful and I didn't want to waste time with that meal when I could have a second entree. I feel like the reason people claim it was rushed is because they don't like the song nor mini album and expected more from their decade-long hiatus. Yet at the same time, some people say a comeback isn't good because the group didn't have long enough of a break. Well, Karen, pick a side because you can't choose both. YG said in early March that they were planning on BLACKPINK's comeback for late March, and we got it in the first week of April. It's okay if you didn't like the comeback. Just don't go saying it was rushed because you don't like the fact you are disappointed from waiting for so long. Number 9. You should not unstan a group because you dislike one comeback. This is directed at the same friend who keeps slandering RBB since he actually unstanned Red Velvet because he hates RBB with a burning passion. Sweetie, I am so sorry for indirectly calling you out, but your lack of taste is embarrassing. Anyways, unstanning a group because one comeback of theirs isn't your cup of tea is just stupid. First of all, just because one song is terrible to you doesn't mean that group's whole discovery is all of a sudden bad. For example, when Dance the Night Away first came out, I absolutely hated it but never unstanned twice, because I knew they were gonna come out with more bops, or Dance the Night Away would be just like Signal, and all of a sudden I would start to love it. But Dance the Night Away never went the same route as Signal in terms of me liking it, but now I am able to listen to it without wanting to skip. You should unstan a group because you have grown out of their music or you dislike the path they're going with their recent music, not because you dislike just one song. Also, Red Velvet has 2 different sides of concepts, and they do one side at least once a year, and every Rev you love knows they might not click with one version of one concept, so unstanning just because you dislike that one version is kinda dumb. Anyways, stan the concept queens. Stan Red Velvet. Number 10. Starry Night is greater than Egotistic, which is equals to Go Go Baby, which is greater than Windflower. Okay, so at first I was debating to even include this opinion, but I decided to since I want to see what fellow Mumus think. I love all 4 songs so much, but I can't help but love Starry Night a little more than the other 3. Egotistic is so amazing, and so is Go Go Baby and Windflower, but I just don't see those 3 songs on the same level as Starry Night. At one point before Go Go Baby came out, I thought Windflower was better than Egotistic and Starry Night, but I quickly stopped thinking that. I'll admit Windflower deserved better and especially deserved a win, but Starry Night remains that iconic bitch. Anyways, stream all 4 songs and stan Mamamoo. Number 11. I prefer Sugar's rapping over RM's. This is just based on personal preference, and me saying this isn't calling Namjoon a bad rapper. I just love Yoongi's style and flow a little more than Namjoon's. Some of y'all might be saying I'm being biased, but both Namjoon and Yoongi are on the top of my bias listing BTS. Anyways, I love everything about Yoongi's rap flow and style, and that he can carry that flow even while rapping fast. And yes, I know rapping fast doesn't mean you're a better rapper than those who don't rap fast. I actually can't really explain it, so I'm just going to show you the best 12 seconds to ever exist.
난 back이는 걸 back이는 놈을 잡아다가 후배는 선배는 jack이는 놈 팽이는 내가 back이는 그래 back이는 역사를 바닥에 새기는 몸도 재미도 없는 래퍼들 사이에서는 남들보다 더 챙기는 몸 잘 나가는 덕에 박들을 베긴 형들의 시기절 수덕에 생기는 소
Truly a masterpiece. Anyways, stream August D and Stan Talent, Stan Yoongi, and Stan BTS if you somehow don't already. Number 12. Stop bashing Aegyo. I see so many international fans bash Aegyo and say it's cringe and idols should stop doing so. Well, first of all, it's cringe to you. I get it might be weird to see grown adults act younger than they are, but that is part of Korea's culture, and there is nothing you can do about it. If you are not Korean, you are not one to speak about their culture and what they should and should not do. I honestly don't mind when idols do it, but at the same time couldn't care because it's not a part of my culture. But I'm not going to bash idols who do so. If you don't like Aegyo, then that's fine, but stop bashing it just because you cannot stand it. If you're watching a video about your favorite idol and then they start doing Aegyo, just skip that part. It's literally not hard. You should respect the culture, not bash it, no matter if you dislike a part of it or not. Okay, that is it for my opinions. I have more but didn't want this video to be so long, and since this trend will never die since y'all can't stop clicking on these videos, I might milk the shit out of this trend even more by making a part 6. Anyways, remember to read my pinned comment. Okay, bye.